All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. You ready for some high-speed action tonight? Let's step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to Daytona.
This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series hits Daytona Speedway, Super Speedway, Daytona International Speedway tonight. It's a 70-lap race, and it's race number one of a brand new season. It's the high banks of Daytona, a little Super Speedway action here on a Friday night. Who's got what it takes to bring home the victory? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's watch it right here on TurnLeftTV. Well, a little Buschwackers Series here on a Friday night. It's race number one of season 4, 70-lap race from Daytona, baby. Let's get this party started. All right, thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Appreciate everybody being here tonight, watching the race, whether it be live or on replay. And we got a good one here for you, man. Daytona, baby. All right, I'm your host, Heath Johnson, broadcaster, commentator. Sorry for the late broadcast start. Been having a little bit of issues here, man. Trying to fix that side-by-side view. But hey, that's all right, man. I'm your host, Heath Johnson. This is the High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Xfinity Series, and this is round number one of a 10-race season. 70 laps here at Daytona. We've got about 4 minutes before we head over to the qualification session. Take a look at the schedule here, and this is race number one. What a great season we have, man. Darlington, Worldwide Technology Raceway, that's Gateway. Bristol, the Steve Freeze Memorial Race. Oh my gosh, from Bristol this year. All right, man. New Hampshire Motor Speedway coming up on September the 19th to finish out the first half of the season. You got Kansas, Charlotte, Vegas, baby, Talladega, and Martinsville in the back half of that season. So that's the schedule here. A brand new season. Tonight's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. Are you interested in an rFactor 2 server? Well, there are 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. That is EliteHostingUSA.com. Guys, to get some drafting practice in here at Daytona. Some more racing headed your way this weekend. We'll be at Daytona tomorrow night in the High Octane Racing League Saturday Night Thunder Next Gen Series. It's race number 3 of that season, and it's a 70-lap race. Open setups there, 75% damage. A lot of fun in these cars, man. So that's coming up tomorrow night, starting at 9 p.m. It's the Cup cars, baby. take a look at the track here at Daytona. Anybody who knows anything about racing knows Daytona, man. 2.5 mile oval, tri-oval, and 31 degrees of banking in that on the track there in the corners, and banking in the tri-oval at 18 degrees. A lot of room to race here. Gonna have to work with somebody. Not gonna be able to win this on your own. But Daytona, a lot of fun, man. And any race fan knows Daytona. These guys are headed over to the qualification session. A couple guys will probably be coming in after quals. High Octane Racing League Tough Truck Series will be at Darlington, the Lady in Black. It's race number 3 of the season. We had a great one this last Wednesday too, man. Wow, the first 2 races of the Tough Truck Series season have been absolutely fantastic, man. 110 laps of Darlington coming up on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Looks like Givaldo out there for qualifications. Givaldo in a 68 car. Our great Brazilian drivers. I was talking about him today, man, at work actually, and he's I think the only man in Brazil that has a High Octane Racing League hat. That's right, Givaldo, the proud owner of a High Octane Racing League hat. Thanks to Gordon Carter for getting those hats, surprising me with a great gift that I can hand out to folks, and I definitely will be looking at some High Octane Racing League merch to leave the office on the Steve Freeze Memorial Race weekend. Pretty fast there in Sector 2. Argentina, the top time of 49.573. Can Givaldo chip into that time? Let's see. 49.198. Givaldo to the top of the grid. Givaldo Spino to the top of the grid. He is fast here at Daytona. How about Craig Marizon out on the track? Oh, this is Dennis Udichin. Sorry, Craig Marizon. He's out here with us, isn't he? Yeah, there he is. Dennis Udichin. Let's see where he lands in the 47. Givaldo to the top of the grid. Tony Furtado. Oh, Preston Hassel takes that forward to the top. 49.282 for Dennis Udichin, P4 in the Toyota. Dan Richter. Ooh, a little contact with the outside wall there. Dan having some issues there. Look way up into the outside wall. Craig Marizon into 60. One of our great Michigan drivers. The Magpul Dynamics sponsor, Chevy. Givaldo back to the top of the grid, but lap number 2, 49.04. That didn't last night. Gordon Carter says, hey, wait a minute. I'm not even going to let you finish that. 49.009 for Gordon Carter, but Sean Jacobs pip slaps him with a 49.002. How about Craig Marizon? 49.107 for Craig, currently P5. Wow, man, these things are changing as we dude, it looks like Tony Furtado's finished up his. Ed Palumbo in a 54. Good to see Ed Palumbo. Got a big win on Wednesday night. Taking a little break And now back into racing and got a huge win in his first race back. Awesome. 49.384 P9 for the Hellman-sponsored Chevy. Sean Jacobs to the top of the grid. 49.002 is the time to beat. Looks like he has finished his qualification attempt. Preston Hassel. Looks like he's done. Here's Crone waiting until everybody throws out of time to see where he's going to land. Here's Crone, one of our newer drivers. He's in the 1X car. Pierce Crone trying to chip into that grid. See where he lands with this lap. Up to P6, about a tenth off the pace, so it looks like the grid is set. Aside from guys joining during the warm-up session. So again, thank you for coming in here and joining me on TurnLeftTV. Let's get this party started.
just throttle and drive. Chasing glory, feeling alive. Stars of the league, leaving trails of smoke. In the high octane, the fire's woke. So raise your fist, scream out loud. In this race, we're part of the crowd. TurnLeftTV, where heroes are made of Buschwackers. Legends won't fade.
All right, we're back. Thank you for hanging out with us. Looks like qualifications are over, and we are ready to give you the results. In case you're just joining us, I'm your host, Heath Johnson. This is race number 1 of the High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Xfinity Series, and we are at Daytona for 70 laps tonight. Just finishing the qualification session. Take a look at the quals. I think I got the quals. Uh-oh. Whoa, where's it at? There we go. There we go. His height. Sean Jacobs qualifies P1. I don't know what the fuck is going on there. Button wasn't working. Sean Jacobs starts on the pole. Orton Carter starts in the second position. Valdo Spindola, how about that, man? He's always fast here at Daytona. Starts in P3. Preston Hassel, the top forward, will start in 4th. Craig Marizon in the 60 will start in P5. Pierce Crone in the 1X starts in the 6th position. Dennis Schurich in the top Toyota starts in P7. Archie Viana will start in 8th. Tony Furtado 9th. And Palumbo will start in the 10th position. Starting in P11 will be Dan Richter in the 65 car. Take a look at my keys to the race here tonight. Patience, baby. Be patient. Pick a lane. It's not a ton of people here tonight, so I don't think you're going to be too awfully concerned about track position here. Pick a lane. Check up ready. Man, don't get too close to those guys in traffic. Really check up pretty quickly, and that can cause some big-time problems. Make your pit stops, man, on and off pit lane. That could be where the race is won or lost on pit lane, and you're going to have to make some frenemies tonight, as always, at these super speedways. Those are my keys to the race here at Daytona. The chatter's in here. Looks like Givaldo kicking us off, as always. The season number 4, race 1, and we are at Daytona tonight. Don't forget to support our buddy Claudio Bardelli Jr. I don't know where he must be out on his honeymoon tonight. A second honeymoon. Hey, don't forget to support him by heading over to the Silvertop Podcast on YouTube. YouTube.com/@Silvertop Podcast. All things music, courtesy of Claudio Bardelli Jr. Got about 6 minutes left in warm-up session. Like Richie Novart joining us in here. the 12th driver for us. I like to say thank you to Dan Richter for that song right there that he sent to me just as a surprise. It was amazing. So thank you, Dan Richter. We like to play that each and every week, of course. So a little under 5 minutes left to go in the warm-up session. Get some pit practice in. That's always a good idea here. Pit stops often under green conditions, so a very good idea to get some practice in here in the warm-up session. On and off pit lane is really important here at Daytona. You want to get onto pit lane as smoothly as you can without speeding, and then also when you come off pit lane, you really want to try to get with somebody on the track, blend in, because you're going to need a dance partner here tonight. We're having some trouble with the side-by-side here, so no guarantees on that. I thought I had it worked out, but getting a little bit of hitching going on, so unfortunately might be, so you see a little delay there for some reason. I don't know what's going on there, but I thought I had that figured out, but it does not look like it is going to cooperate with us tonight. So, not liking that laggy thing, but it just started too. All right, so I didn't figure that out. If somebody out there in sim racing or in broadcast land knows what the heck is going on. That's an Indy. I'm capturing my other computer, and it's really a clone computer of the one that I'm running right now. So, not real sure what's going on there. Definitely open to some ideas. Kind of weird, man. Turned it on one day. It was like, what was it, last week? Maybe last week, and boom, there we go. Had the problem going on and haven't been able to solve it yet. Guys, get some graphic practice in here with just under 2 minutes left to go before race time. Novar joining us out here tonight too, man. Good to see Ritsky out. I always enjoy seeing Ritsky out here on the track. They're great Indonesian drivers. That is going to be, that's a treat to see Ritsky out here. Raven Puff. Again, guys, getting some practice in here. All right, boys and girls, it's that time. It is that time. And this is going to be a fun one, man. Daytona, always fun.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
All right.
And now, race fans, the
all
most
right.
famous words in motorsports. Please welcome your Grand Marshal, singer, songwriter, megastar, and Ford truck man, Toby Keith.
It's time to get in, sit down, shut up, hold on, drivers, start your engines!
All righty, baby. Here we go. It is Daytona tonight. And a lot of fun here at Daytona, that's for sure. So let's get the starting order. Starting order tonight here at Daytona. And Sean Jacobs starts in P1. Gordon Carter starts in a second position. Givaldo Spindola will start in P3. Preston Hassel in the Ford starts in the fourth position. Starting in fifth was Craig Marizon in the 60. Pierce Crone starts in sixth. Dennis Schuderchin starts in the seventh position. Arthur Vieta starts in P8. Starting in ninth will be Tony Furtado in the 9 car. Ed Palumbo in the 54 starts in P10. Dan Richter in the 65 starts in the 11th position. And starting in 12th is Ritsky Novar. Don't forget the race keys here. Sean Jacobs will start P1 there to lead the field to the green flag. Patience, man. Pick a lane. High line, low line, whatever it is. Pick a lane and work that lane. Be check up ready. Make good pit stops and make some frenemies tonight here at Daytona. Gotta get a good win here. Big win. Good finishing position if you don't get the win. And get this season started off right. Thanks to all those folks coming out and watching the race tonight. Appreciate everybody being here. Got a good season ahead and kicking it off right here at Daytona. All right, here we go. Lights are out on the pace car. You know what that means? It's go time, baby. It is go time. That pace car looking like it wants to come down pit lane. Here we go, baby. Season 4 in the Buschwackers Series.
Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys!
Sean Jacobs. The inside line, he's got Gordon Carter. Good run to Gordon Carter here on the outside line. Pushed by Preston Hassel in the Castrol Edge sponsor machine. And Gordon Carter almost cleared at 24. Looks like he is. He's going to stay up on the high line. Givaldo inching up on the inside. Down the backstretch. Stars are flying, baby. That outside line, inching ahead. Pierce Crone, third in line on the outside. You see 60 car, Craig Marizon on the inside line. And that, we got Sean Jacobs bailed. or Sean Jacobs got all the gas there. Those guys may have bailed out on that attempt to try to get by on the outside line. And Sean Jacobs, followed by Givaldo Spindola. Man, what a big win that would be if Givaldo gets the win here at Daytona. Fan favorite right there. 60 car Craig Marizon running in third. Dennis Judichin running in the fourth position. Take a look at Dennis Judichin in the Toyota, the 47. Got some pizza sponsored tonight. A little buffet pizza. And it looks like Preston Hassel will try to inch down on the bottom line here and get through, but he backs off. So Dennis Judichin, the 47, holds on to P4 as Preston Hassel is in fifth. Ed Palumbo running in the sixth position. Side by side back there between the 10 car and the 56. The 9 also, the 10 car, Ritsky Novar tucking in. He's going to gain a position. Gordon Carter falling back to the 8th position, the 56 car. Dan Richter, one of our Indiana drivers, running in the 12th position, just kind of lying in wait right now. Looks like Pierce Crone going to try to make it, make some positions or get some positions on this outside line. Guys are lined up on the inside, and that's going to probably be where you want to go here. Let some green flag pit stops play out. Let this field kind of fragment a little bit. Jacobs continuing to lead. We know he likes these super speedways, man. Followed by Givaldo Spindola. Forward here with Sean Jacobs. Take a look out of the back of his car at Givaldo. Givaldo in a 68. Running in second. Craig Marizon is third. Gordon Carter there on the high line. Oh, that's Tony Furtado up on the high line. Tony Furtado in the 9 car. Tucks back in behind Gordon Carter. Mark Vieira running in P11. I think you feel okay back here in the back, early on, but the problem is if you get a big checkup, you can lose the draft pretty easily, and then you don't have a lot of cars to work with back there. As the 9 and the 56 are side by side. The 9 has to tuck back in. Looks like he wanted to give it a shot, but not able to pull off that pass. Tony Furtado kind of in front of his machine. Forward here with Tony Furtado running in the 10th position. Jacobs continuing to lead. 68. Givaldo Spindola is in second. Marizon third. Judichin is fourth. Fifth is Preston Hassel in the Castrol-sponsored number 27 car. Preston Hassel, one of those old guard HORL guys. Chevys up front. You got a Toyota and a Ford in the top 5. Palumbo is 6th, running in the Hellman's sponsored Chevy. Nose to tail right now for these guys. They just want to get some laps in, get some green flag pit stops behind them, and maybe fragment the field a little bit. But you don't want to be on the back fragment, that's for sure. Try to be up front with some fast drivers, open up some distance, make it maybe a 4 or 5 car race. Check out our side-by-side. I have no confidence this is not going to be hitching there. So, yeah, it does look like some crazy stuff going on there. So, I have to try to figure that out. A little bit of a bummer there, man. Like that view. I like that view. Can't be bandwidth. I got a gig up, gig down. So maybe that. It's all on the same deal. So Take a look at the Ritzky Novar here and Pierce Krone. Pierce Krone trying to get around on the outside line, and Ritzky smart enough to stay on this inside. Krone trying to move up positions. He's running in the 8th position. Ritzky Novar running in 7th in the Raven Puff sponsored Toyota. Ritzky has been so helpful for us here at High Octane Racing League, helping the GT3 series and get some stuff going for that when we first did the GT3. Getting the car set ready for us, did a great job. And, one of our great pals from Indonesia. Speaking of great pals from Indonesia, I want to say and send out my well wishes, my thoughts, my prayers to Mata and Dika. I know maybe one of his friends might be watching this, or maybe he'll catch this somewhere somehow. I hopefully will get the message to him. Mata, we are thinking about you, brother. Praying for you, and be back soon. We'd love to see you. Give the Penguin family a big hug for me. He's got his kids and his wife, calls them the Penguin family. Cute family, man, really. Mata, one of our great friends here at High Octane Racing League. There's Krone giving it another shot here. He's on the outside line trying to make something happen. These guys racing on that inside line have raced a lot of laps in stock cars here at Daytona, and they know what to do. Stay tight on the inside. They realize this Pierce is probably not going to be able to get. Oh, whoa, man! Tony Furtado down and got into. Furtado came down the track, got into Gordon Carter. Little contact there. Furtado and Carter got together. Let's take a look and see what happened. See Tony Furtado up on the high line there. Krone trying to push the issue. And Pierce Krone tries to come down and get in this gap. And Tony Furtado following him and gets into that 56 car. Whoa, baby. Take a look at this out of the front of Arcadiana's machine. Watch this. This is going to get busy. Right there. Oh, man. Boy, that High Place Movie sponsor machine was Caddy Wampus. Back to live here as we had a little ruckus there. Almost a big one. Sean Jacobs is our leader. Givaldo racing in the 2nd position, and now he goes to the outside line. This could be a bad deal for Givaldo. He's going to have to get back down to the bottom line. He's going to lose some more positions. He's going to have to drop down to the bottom line, or he's going to end up losing positions here. And he gets in there. Woo, boy. Preston gave him a break, I think, but he got on the outside line, and those guys got by him. A little bit of a breakaway. So these guys are going to have to come down pit lane here. Take a look at this deal. Says Givaldo sneaks out to the outside, and Marizon says, "Thank you very much. I will take that spot." He's on the inside, and wow, Givaldo got lucky there. Somebody gave him a break. He got back down to the inside, but wowza. Givaldo now dropping back to the 4th position. These guys are indicating they're going to have to make a pit stop here really soon. Sean Jacobs, I'm thinking pit stops here real soon. Marizon going to go by. Like I say, Sean Jacobs doing the wave by. He's been out front, so he's burned more gas. So he's going to have to pit earlier than some of these guys. He's going to hope some of these guys, maybe he's going to have a friend come down pit lane with him. He tucks in, and whoa, things getting busy here. Things getting busy as guys thinking about pit stops. Sean Jacobs is indicating he's going to have to make a pit stop. So Sean Jacobs, also Tony Furtado coming down pit lane. Oh, Tony Furtado didn't come down pit lane. Preston Hassel came down pit lane. So pit stops underway. Craig Marizon, the leader. This is where the side-by-side would be amazing. I miss it. I miss it. This is what I miss, man. Ah, what a bummer. What a bummer. That's not what I want. Hassel finishing up his pit stop, and I really wish I knew what was going on there. Yeah, we'll try to do the best we can there, but definitely having some hitching going on. Just all of a sudden started happening, man. Can't have that. Look at this. Craig Marizon coming down pit lane now. Marizon, Uterchin, and Spindola all on pit lane. That's going to give the race lead to Pierce Crone. Ed Palumbo in the 54 in second. Tony Furtado is in the third position. So a lot going on here. There's still a pack out there that haven't made pit stops. Those guys have been running in the draft, saving a little bit more fuel. Sean Jacobs back out on track. Oh, Palumbo might have been speed right there. I'm not sure. Oh, boy. Interesting. Oh, boy. Arthur Vieira. Man, I'll tell you what, Palumbo was hot coming in. He was hot. Wow, the sheriff let him go. Let him off, man. Arthur Vieira coming on to pit lane. And then Palumbo back out. Wow, man, that was crazy. That was crazy. And Arthur Vieira on pit lane. I think Dan Richter is also on pit lane. And Palumbo out on the track, and he will, I think, assume the race lead. And Palumbo, the leader. Pierce Crone is in second. Racing in the third position. Actually, Arthur Vieira is shown as the race leader. I take that back. Those guys, man, I got to watch what I'm doing here. Arthur Vieira is the leader, followed by Dan Richter. A little two-car breakaway. Palumbo is in third. First off pit lane of that group that pitted. Pierce Crone is racing in the fourth position. Tony Furtado fifth. Craig Marizon is in sixth. So a little breakaway for some of these guys. Marizon going to the outside, looking like he wants to get around. He's running in P6. Furtado just ahead in P9. Good clean pit stops here, man. I'll tell you what, I really thought Ed Palumbo and Pierce Cronin might have been speeding coming down pit lane, but looks like they were able to avoid the speed gun. How many times have we seen Arthur Vieta leading here at Daytona? Dan Richter, one of our great Indiana drivers, sporting the Purdue paint colors. The Boom Boo Rum sponsored machine. Get the Purdue on the tailgate there, on the hood, the rear deck lid, I should say. Valdo did not have the best of pit stops, and also Ritsky Novar off the pace. Looks like Yudichin is the last car in this train. And those guys that are, Ritsky Novar and Givaldo, man, they did not have very good pit stops. Givaldo way off the pace here, and he needs a caution flag. He's now in 12th, and he was running in the second position for a good little while, dropped back to about 5th. And off pit lane, not a good situation there for the 68 car. He's just going to have to hope for a caution flag. Dan Richter and, we got some guys on the outside line here pushing it. Dan Richter and Ed Palumbo working together on the inside line. Pierce Crone also on the inside line. Those guys have 4 to 60. And it looks like maybe also on the outside is Tony Furtado is racing out there as well. Furtado running in the 9th position. Those guys are starting to freight train by underneath. And Tony Furtado on his outside, right now racing side by side with Dennis Yudichin. Oh, contact! Contact there as they get through the tri-oval or start to enter the tri-oval. Wow, the 9 and the 47 got together. Down to the inside, Archer Vieta's going to need some help here. Going to have his buddy Gladio to work with. Gladio's on a second honeymoon, I think. So Archer Vieta dropping back. He's going to have to try to hold on to the tail end of these guys. Danger position. Had a good run. On the inside, he's going to close in on the 47 car, I believe. Goes back up behind Furtado now. Playing the bottom side. How about Gordon Carter in the 56? He's running in the 4th position. Dan Richter is leading the field. Ed Palumbo is 2nd. Pierce Crone is 3rd. Gordon Carter in the 4th spot. Pierce Crone down to the inside. This bottom line here letting some people get around. Got to be really careful because you lose your pace and you end up maybe losing the draft. So where he's at right now is a little bit of a danger zone. Looking out of the back of Vieta's machine, Pierce Crone running in P10. Looks like he's got a pretty good run here. Well, he might be okay. Dan Richter in the 65, the leader. Ed Palumbo running in the 2nd position. And Palumbo and Hellman sponsor machine. Good run here for him. He's in P2. Gordon Carter is 3rd in line on that inside. And looks like the 60 and the 9 trying to make something happen on the outside line. Gordon Carter on the inside as well. You got Preston Hassel just behind him. Having said, Preston Hassel's been kind of quiet here tonight. That Castrol Edge sponsor machine running in the 6th position. And these guys are making some headway on the outside line. Craig Marizon and Tony Furtado working together. Marizon being patient up on the outside line in the Magpul Dynamic sponsor machine. Get an idea of his perspective where he's at going down the front stretch into turn 1. Those guys get a good run there off the corner as I turn down the sound too much. Fire the broadcaster, man. Those guys are starting to figure it out, though, on the inside line. We're approaching halfway. We are at 28 laps in. No caution flags so far. Keep our fingers crossed. And you see the 9 and the 60 fooling around. And they fooled around and got by these guys. So the 60 and the 9 knew what they were doing and made the pass. How about that? Take a look at this again. And those guys working together on the outside line. Showing everybody that it can be done. So good run on the outside. And a good run into turn 1 with some momentum. And able to pull off the pass. So now 60 is leader. 9 of Tony Furtado is in second. Richter third. Palumbo fourth. Carter rounding out the top 5. So we'll take a look at Craig Marizon, our leader. Victor running in P3. It's like the 9 getting into the 60 a little bit. Be careful on that bump draft in the corners. And Tony just getting into him just as he entered the corners. It's a fair game. Be careful also. Get too close to a car in front of you and that engine can get hot. I have the feeling these guys are going to be coming down pit lane fairly soon. I know we just came off pit lane. We got 2x fuel setting here in this series. Oscillating a little bit there in the 9. Pierce Crone dropped back to the 10th position. The tail end of this train. Spindola and Novar off the pace. Both those guys running together there. They're hoping maybe to close the gap a little bit. Those guys get a little racy. And Givaldo indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane. So the 68 car has indicated he's going to be making a pit stop. Uh-oh, so the 9 car, they're talking about pit stops here. The 9 car is indicating he's going to be staying out. We were watching that Givaldo on pit lane. Givaldo came in by himself. He's running around by himself, wasting a lot of fuel there, unfortunately. When it rains, it pours for Givaldo, and the 9 is indicating now he is going to pit this time by, so he stayed out. 54 car also coming down pit lane. On board here with the 9, Tony Furtado. Running behind that Boom Boo Rum Purdue University sponsored number 65 Ford Mustang of Dan Richter. Tony Furtado peeling off the track to come down pit lane. This is where things get a little dicey right there.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Oh, boy. Oh, man, the 27 involved as well. And, wow. So, wow, what happened here, man? Looked like Jacobs might have gotten tagged there coming down pit lane or coming off the track. Let's take a look at this. Jacobs dropping down right there, and he gets hit by the 1X car. And then into, and we got a separate incident there. The 27 had an incident as well. Gordon Carter, let's see what happened to him. He had some problems. Right there, you see that 1X car getting into the back of the 24. And these guys just losing the back end. Gordon Carter into the grass, the 27 wrecks. Wow. Preston Hassel. I'm on board here with him. Watch this. This thing's going to get nasty. Just loses the back end and straight into the wall. Man. And Sean Jacobs, he's got hit, I think, right there into the back end. And, wow. The 65 car, man, some drama happening here, man. I told you, you gotta be careful coming down pit lane. When you come down pit lane and you're in packs, stuff like this happens, man. Adrenaline going, maybe a little bit too fast. Somebody gets into the back of you, or you get into the back of somebody. Somebody gets into the grass. All kinds of stuff happening there. All kinds of stuff happening. And the 65 maybe trying to save a little fuel here on this inside. So the drama on pit lane. All right, these guys coming down pit lane. Looks like, so Richter on pit lane. Looks like Ed Palumbo coming on to pit lane there as well. So Ricky Novar shown as the race leader. Some drama happening here. It's a little past halfway. Little past halfway and a little drama. Still hitching, isn't it? I'm hoping for a miracle, man. I don't know what was going on there. I thought I had that solved, but ay. A little bit better. It's not quite as bad as it was, but it's definitely laggy. So Ricky Novar, the leader. Givaldo might be in the wave around spot. So, oh, buddy. Givaldo gets a wave around. Looks like Preston Hassel might get a wave around as well. Sean Jacobs, Craig Marizon, all in the wave around spots. So Marizon, Jacobs, Hassel, and Givaldo Spindola. All in wave around spots. That's good news for those guys. Certainly good news for those guys. Dennis Uderchin is shown as the race leader. Now, this guy's, again, wave arounds, but Uderchin in the 47 car, the race leader. Ed Palumbo just behind in second. Gordon Carter third. Tony Furtado is in fourth. Dan Richter rounding out the top five. So a Toyota, 3 Chevys, and a Ford. So some waiver rounds. Or have waiver rounds. So we got a couple of waiver round cars that looks like. It looks like Dan Richter coming down pit lane. So these guys pitting. The wave around cars. I don't know. Might be a little risky. We do want back on the lead lap. So Novar and Carter showing P1, P2. Marizon and Spindola are catching back up to the field. They get the wave around. 39 laps in. First caution flag. Guys are trying to come down pit lane. Givaldo came down pit lane. Not sure what happened there. He took the wave around, and then now he's coming down pit lane. Guys getting lined back up here, so I think they're going to get one more lap to go here. Let's see. The lights are out on the pace car, though. Yep, here we go. Lights are out on the pace car, so.
Green flag, go, go, go.
All right, back to green. Gordon Carter in the 56, followed by the 60. Craig Marizon, the 19. Of Ritsky, or excuse me, the 10 of Ritsky Novar tucks in. So there's 1, 2, 3. Little new look up there with Ritsky Novar, Arthur Vieira, and Dennis Judichin fighting it out there for P4. Judichin grabs P4. Arthur Vieira is in 5th. And Palumbo running in the 6th position. Pierce Cronin up the outside line. He had to start at the end of the longest line. He tucks in. A good run on the start. Gordon Carter, the race leader, here on lap 40. Craig Marizon second, Ritsky Novar third, Judichin fourth. Couple Toyotas up there in the top 5. Arquivieta is in 5th in the Chevy. So 3 Chevys and 2 Toyotas make out our top 5. Carter and Marizon. Gordon Carter, one of our great Canadian drivers. I think these guys might learn, hey, man, it was a long race here. Let's stay nose to tail. We'll be all right. Pitting, we better communicate a little bit better on those pit stops. It is easy to do here at Daytona, that is for sure. Talladega as well, but I think Daytona's worse. And look at this. Craig Marizon going to the inside. He has a little help from Ritsky Novar. Gordon Carter on the outside line. Carter's going to get a little bit of room there from Sean Jacobs. So Jacobs, who is a lap down, he's in the lucky dog position right now. Preston Hassel is the other guy who is possibly looking for a lucky dog. He's at the tail end of this train. So Marizon, our new leader. Here on lap 43, Ritsky Novar second now. Gordon Carter drops back into the 3rd position. Take a look at Archie Vieira. He's running in P4. Kind of mashed in behind Carter, Judichin and Carter. Palumbo just behind him in the 6th position. A little gap there between P6, P5. Take a look at Vieira in the 4 car. Marizon leading the way. Be a big win here for him, the Magpul Dynamics machine, to get the season started off right with a big win. Maybe some fuel save strategy going on. We'll take a look at Pierce Crone. Pierce Crone running in the 8th position in the 1X car. One of our new drivers, showing a lot of talent, a lot of racing savvy. Has some strategy. Being able to adjust on the fly. I mean, got a big win in the Truck Series. And running behind the 9 of Tony Furtado. Furtado is in 7th. Nose to tail for these guys, the 27 and the 65 car. Running in 9th, and the 27 car is running in the 12th position, 1 lap down. Guys just bide their time right now. They've got a little bit of a breakaway there, P1, P2. That will quickly resolve itself as Gordon Carter not going to let those guys get away. And Sean Jacobs wants to hold on to that spot. He wants to stay ahead of Preston Hassel. Now Hassel back to the back of the field. Sean Jacobs in the 24. He's running 4th in line, but he is in the 11th position, 1 lap down. On board here with Tony Furtado, running in the 9 car. Valvoline sponsor machine. Dan Ricker is in a 65. He's running in the 9th spot. He is on the lead lap. Givaldo Spindle at the tail of the lead lap, and kind of a tough break there for him. He's 39 seconds down. He needs a caution flag right now. I mean, really. What's going to happen is those guys are going to end up catching him. Kind of get an idea of where he's at and where they are. So he's 39 seconds back. There is Givaldo going by, and you see right there's the train. So they're closing in. And it won't be long at that pace. Yeah, Palumbo trying to hold on to that bottom side there. Pierce Crone trying something on the outside line. He's going to need a little bit of help up there. He's hoping to be able to kind of slingshot around some guys and then tuck in. And look at this. Marizon is coming down pit lane. So Marizon giving up the race lead to come down pit lane. So interesting stop for the 60 car. Magpul Dynamics machine. Maybe a little strategy going on. Not sure what he was doing on fuel, so he might have been tight on fuel. Ritsky Novar, the leader. 56, Gordon Carter is in 2nd. This is going to make it interesting. 4 car. Archie Vieta running in the 4th position. So interesting situation going on now with Marizon being on pit lane. And they're 3 wide now as, wow, Ritsky Novar dropping back. This guy's freight train on the outside. And look at that, man. Pierce Crone got a good run on the outside line and passed some cars, huh? Take a look at Pierce Crone on the outside. He's going to get a little bit of help, I believe. And it looked like maybe Gordon Carter was trying to save some fuel, got out of the gas a little bit, and these guys jump up to the outside and make some moves. So there we go. We got a change in up front. Gordon Carter back to the front now. The things got a little bit swapped around. Remember, Marizon came down pit lane, so he and Givaldo, they're running pretty close together. About 3 seconds separate Marizon and Givaldo. There's Givaldo, and Marizon just behind, about 3 seconds back to him. 3.5. There's Craig Marizon. So maybe some fuel save, some pit stop strategy. A lot of things going on here. So there's some action going on here. This is a little bit of a replay. Man, this thing's getting racy now. These guys are getting serious. Looking at about 15 laps to go, baby. Here's Crone and Gordon Carter about got together there. And Archie Vieta had a ringside seat for that one, that's for sure. Wow. We're back here. Look at who's leading. Oh, man, it's getting frisky now. Oh, Ritsky Novar on the outside wall. Ritsky Novar got driven up to the high side, and he made contact with the outside wall, and there's a big crash!
Yellow.
Big crash! Could not get the car off the wall, and a big crash. And Preston Hassel was involved as well. Wow. Novar got driven up to the high side, I believe. Take a look and see what happened here. Look at this. Ritsky Novar on the high side, and he gets into the outside wall there. I don't know if he was trying to let the 4-car go, but he got into the wall, and he's trying to hang on to it, and then, whoa, collects another couple cars. And then those guys slamming off each other. Wow, man. So Ritsky Novar go on board here and look at Archie Vieta's point of view. They're probably going to be shielded from a little bit of this, but Novar right there at the outside wall and checking up. Does a great job there of checking up. But into the outside wall, and then right there collects Vieta. Vieta's able to hang on and more contact. So So Novar into the wall, and Hassel and Vieira got together. And Novar is on pit lane. Dennis Schudert's the leader. So caution flag. Some late race action. Preston Hassel 1 lap down. Gordon Carter 1 lap down. Givaldo Spindola 1 lap down. So 3 cars 1 lap down. Ritsky Novar, I would imagine, will be coming down pit lane, take some service here. What do you think? I think that's probably a foregone conclusion. So Uderchid the leader. Ed Palumbo is in second. Tony Furtado third. Danton Ricker is in the fourth position. Now, Pierce Crone in P5. And we are looking at somewhere around 10 laps to go when we go back green. I think you're going to see some guys coming down pit lane here, maybe get some tires. I don't know. I mean, it hasn't been that long. Maybe it's wiser to stay out. So it looks like Sean Jacobs had to make a pit stop, and pits were closed, but he had didn't have much fuel left. So Jacobs, in 24, is going to have to start at the end of the longest line. So no harm, no foul for him, really. Take a look at the schedule here in the Buschwackers Series. Next week we'll be at Darlington, the Lady in Black Worldwide Technology Raceway. That's Gateway, coming up on September the 5th. Bristol, the Steve Freeze Memorial Race, September the 12th, will be at Bristol Motor Speedway, a 200-lap event. Normally we run 150 laps there. We're going to do 200 for the Steve Freeze Memorial coming up on September the 12th. That'll be our first visit for the Steve Freeze Memorial at the short track. New Hampshire Motor Speedway rounding out the first half of the season. You see Kansas, Charlotte Road Course, yes, on October the 3rd, Las Vegas, Talladega, and Martinsville to finish out the season. And these guys are now coming down pit lane. So Uderchin tucking into his pit stall. Nice if he can get a nice view of pit lane and the battle off pit lane. Oh, man, Tony Furtado in the grass. I think he thought he and Uderchin were going to get together there. So Furtado and Uderchin having a battle off pit lane. Furtado had to go into the grass to avoid. Let's take a look at this again. Here's Tony Furtado. Furtado has to, look at that, Uderchin climbing over there on the outside, and Furtado had to go into the grass to avoid Dennis Uderchin. Gained him a spot, didn't it? Dovar will have to start at the tail end of the longest line. Right, so looks like we got that figured out. 24. Sean Jacobs got an EOLL, so he's going to have to let those guys go by. All right. Well, we got about 10 laps to go. We get back going green. I think the intensity's picked up here in the last 5 or so laps under green. Going to dial it up another notch, that's for sure. Under our, I believe, hopefully our final caution flag. What do you think? Keep your fingers crossed on that. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done so, and smash the bell. Thanks to all those new subscribers and all those folks who have been with me from the beginning. I appreciate that, and anywhere in between. Share my videos with all your friends. Furtado is the race leader. Now, Givaldo is at the tail end of the longest line, so I think he's going to be able to get a wave around here. So Givaldo gets a wave around. That's good news for him. All right, everybody dialed in here. Looks like Tony Furtado is going to be on the inside line. That puts Dennis Uderchin up on the outside line. Ed Palumbo, Craig Marizon will start P3, P4, respectively. Dan Richter and Pierce Crone will start 5th and 6th. Arkin Vetter will start in the 7th position. So it looks like, Arkin Vetter will start in P7. Take a look at where he's at in the 7th spot. And Preston Hassel will start in 8th. Hassel back on the lead lap. All right, we get going here. We got 10 to go as we cross the start-finish line. And I think the pace car is going to come off this time by 2 wide. Craig Marizon on the high line there, just above the 54. He's been fast tonight. The 54 got a big win on Wednesday night in the Truck Series, and back out here racing in the Buschwackers Series. Pace car's off. Here we go. Back to green, baby.
Green flag, go, go, go.
54 gets into the back of that 9, giving him a shove. The 60 gives the 47 a shove. 10 laps to go. Turning up the aggression here. The bottom line now getting rolling as the 65 closing in on the back of the 54. The 54 giving that 9 car a shove. Dennis Uderchin bails on the high side. There's contact back there. Contact back there, it looked like. The 60 car was involved. Like Gordon Carter, we'll take a look here. There was contact, it looked like. The 3 wide there. And then Pierce Crone comes across, gets into the 60. The 60, I don't know if he wanted that to happen or not, but we'll go on board here with Craig Marizon. Watch this. He's going to get slammed. He comes down a little bit. Pierce Crone trying to push his way through and muscle his way through, and there was contact there. Going back to live, the 9 car, the leader, 54 in second, 65 in the 3rd position. Artur Vieira in that 4 car is in P4. And Dennis Junichin in the 47, running in the 5th position. Got a little bit of a breakaway. Maybe that's what they want. That's going to be good for them if they can get it down to a 5-man race. Can Gordon Carter close in and say, no, no, no? It does look like he's closing in on Junichin. Preston Hassel running in the 7th position in the 27 car. He's had a busy night, man. Craig Marizon looking to make this outside line work. Look at Craig Marizon in the 60. He's got Sean Jacobs behind him in the 24. Got 3 lanes there. Oh, Jacobs into the outside wall. Jacobs made contact with the outside wall as those guys fight it out, and now he's off the pace a little bit. Those, 2 guys there, Givaldo and Ritzky, are going to try to get by on the inside line. It's go time now, boys. It's go time, and Givaldo's got a good run. More contact, muscling their way through. Craig Marizon wanting to muscle his way through back up front. He got by Pierce Crone. Pierce going down to the bottom side. Now that leaves Marizon up on the high side. Givaldo diving down to the bottom side. Ritzky into the back of the 60 car. That high line is not the place to be, man. Just not working without more help. It's dangerous up there. Tony Furtado trying to convince Ed Palumbo to stay behind him. Keep pushing. Here on lap 65. Arthur Vieira in 4th. Looking out at the front of his car, you see Dan Richter, Ed Palumbo, and Tony Furtado just ahead. Oh, Ritzky! Oh, no!
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Oh, and Arthur Vieira gets wrecked out. Hard look there, and it looked like maybe he got tagged. Looked like maybe Ritzky might have gotten into the back of, take a look here. And that was Junichin. Looked like Junichin might have gotten into the back of Vieira. He tried to close in right here. Man, that is awfully tight. And Vieira didn't expect him to be there. Take a look at this again. We'll take a look at Dennis Junichin. On board here with Junichin. Junichin's got to run. And he dives down. He's sort of hugging that line and gets into the back of Vieira. And Vieira is in big trouble now. Vieira just had nowhere to go, man. I mean, he was on the high line. He had a little room there, and I think he probably did not expect Junichin to close the gap and try to get by. And then there's contact. And Vieira, a hard lick into this inside wall. Oh, man. That was tough right there, man. That was just really, really hard contact. Wow, man, I told you, all take and no give, right? Vieira got up out of the line just a little bit. I personally, I mean, you know, yeah, you're looking at just a few laps to go, so I can understand why Dennis made that move, but I would have to think that Vieira was going to come back down to that bottom line a little bit. You know, just really not much. Junichin had those tires on that yellow line, and he was not going to let up. Really hard to see there, you know, with definitely down on the yellow line there with the 2 tires, but 2 left side tires. That was a tough one there. Probably have to call that a racing deal. So it looks like the 9 of Tony Furtado is the leader. Ed Palumbo is in second. Richter's third, Pierce Crone fourth, Craig Marizan is fifth. Now Vieta is on pit lane taking some service. Probably a lot of damage to that car, so he's on pit lane taking some service here, and we'll see if how that helps him. If anybody can get back to the front and win this thing, it's that guy right there, Artur Vieta. Best sim racers I've ever seen. So probably a pretty extended pit stop here for Vieta. A long pit stop there for him. He's on pit lane. And, Tony Furtado, the leader. So Vieta going to spend a little bit of time here on pit lane. Probably a pretty significant amount of damage there for him, and if he can't get this car out before these guys come around, I would suspect that he probably will retire from the race. We'll see. I mean, he is on pit lane for a long time here. And those guys are coming around, and I don't see him moving. They're approaching pit entrance, and he's going to need to come down quickly. It doesn't look like he's going to make it, I don't think. So he's going to end up being a lap down. A tough break there for Artur. As you're going to see those guys out of the front of his windshield going by right there. Still lagging. Oh, boy. Switched out my computer. I brought another computer in here. That's really just a clone of the one I'm doing my main broadcast on. So, got to figure that out. Not sure what's going on there. Might have been a Windows update or something. So Tony Furtado, the leader, here on lap 69, and we are in green-white checker territory. Green-white checker here on the docket. Furtado elects to take the inside line. That puts Ed Palumbo up on the outside. Dan Richter will start in P2 on the inside. Pierce Crone will start in the fourth position. Richter will start in P3. Pierce Crone will start in the fourth position up on the outside line. Marizan and Uderchin will start in P5 and 6, respectively. Furtado's elected to take the inside. Knew that was going to happen. He's got a fast car behind him. He's got 3 fast cars behind him. Richter, Marzon, Novar, all fast. Got a Ford, a Chevy, and a Toyota behind him. Well, Vieta has exited pit lane, so he is back out on the track, but a bummer for him. He is 1 lap down, and he's in the only car 1 lap down. So points-wise, I don't think super going to help him here because I don't think he's got a chance of getting a lap back on this. All right, then the 9 and the 54 for front row. 65 in the 1X. We'll start in row number 2. All right, here we go. I think the pace car's coming off this time by. Furtado going to lead the field to take the green flag. Here we go. Green-white checker here at Daytona.
Green flag. Go, go, go.
Good push from the 65 car. Good runner on the bottom. The 60 car also climbing up onto the back of the 65. A lot of jockeying for position here now. Going to figure out what you're going to do. You're going to desperation throw that car in the bottom line. That top line not going. 9 car. Will the 65 stay behind him? Down the backstretch. Top line did not get going. 65 giving the 9 car a little push. 65 car, he's going to try to time this. There's the crash. And a big crash. And I think the 9 car is going to pull off the victory. So the 9 car is going to get the win, I believe. And a big wreck. Let's take a look and see what happened here. He went 3 wide. 3 wide and then drifted up into the outside and got into the wall. And man, a waylaid. So it looked like Pierce Crony. He went to the inside here, it looked like. He's trying to split the middle. And there's contact there. Ping-ponging off, guys, and he gets up into the outside. We couldn't see how he came to get up into that outside. Oh, he did dive down to the middle. And there's 3 wide there. And then contact. Look out to the front of the 27 car. So it looked like there might have been contact there. Wow, man. Well, Tony Furtado is going to get the win here. Tony Furtado is going to get the win here at Daytona. We fly the camera around. So congratulations to Tony Furtado on getting the win. Good job, Tony Furtado. Big win there for the 9, the Valvoline sponsor machine. And had a little help there from the Boom Boo Rum sponsor machine, too. popular win. And Tony Furtado is going to celebrate. How about that? Been a while since we've seen Tony Furtado in victory lane. Good to see him in back out here in the 9 car. Been a minute. So the 9 celebrating the victory here at Daytona. And we had a quiet race there that first half, and then things got a little dicey in the second half. Let's take a look at the final results. And Tony Furtado gets the big win. Dan Richter finishes in the 2nd position. Finishing in 3rd is Craig Marizon. Finishing in 4th is Ritsky Novar. So good there, run there for him. Gordon Carter finishes in the 5th position. Sean Jacobs 6th. Preston Hassel finished in that 7th position. Dennis Judich in 8th. Duvaldo Spindola finished in 9th. Ed Palumbo finishes in the 10th position. And Arthur Vieira finishes in 11th. Pierce Crone finishes in P12. So, wow, interesting finish to that race, that's for sure. We'll see if we can get Tony Furtado here in victory lane. All right, we got Tony Furtado down here and joining us in the booth. And wow, what a wild finish there for you, Tony. That was crazy. Talk about what was going through your mind on that restart.
I was just wondering how I was going to lose this one.
It seemed like the first half of the race was pretty clean here, and then we got some guys, maybe a little 3-wide action and got a little aggressive. What was your take on the second half of this race?
Yeah, the second half was a little messy compared to the first half. First half was clean and green, and we had green flag pit stop, and everything went well. I guess people just started getting a little antsy at the end there. Halfway through. It's just what happens in super speedways, I guess.
Yeah, we had some caution flags that kind of threw a wrench in some of those guys' programs. And did you feel like, some of those early cautions kind of hurt you? Did you feel like you were, not in a position to really take advantage of, kind of bouncing back from maybe a little bit of the bad luck?
To be honest with you, I really did not think I was going to even contend for this. I was out in the back, just riding along and trying to be patient, and I guess to check the yellows kind of maybe they helped me gain some spots.
Well, we've got an interesting track coming up next week, Darlington. I feel like you either hate that track or love that track. And then later this season, we're going to be at Bristol this year for the Steve Freeze race too. That's got to be one I think you're pretty fired up for.
Oh yes, Heath, absolutely. I look forward to that race every year, no matter what track it's on. Steve was obviously a huge part of this league. He was this league, so it's awesome that you put that on and we do the race, and I'm looking forward to it. Bristol, I like Bristol. As far as Darlington, no, I'm not a fan. I don't never ran in there.
Join the club. Good to see the Valvoline sponsored machine in Victory Lane, especially since I painted that car. I'd love to see that, man.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much, Heath. Thank you for the paint job. Thank you for everything. Everything you do, man.
All right, man. Hey, congratulations. Enjoy, and we'll maybe see you next week at Darlington.
Oh, I'll be there, but I don't know if I'll be up here in the booth. I know I won't be.
I'm right along with you, man. I can't stand that track, but I'm glad I'm up in the booth.
Thank you very
Congrats,
much,
Tony.
Heath. Thanks, buddy.
Tony Furtado taking the victory, and like myself, not looking forward to Darlington next week. Let's be honest, man, that's a tough track. It really is. So, what is it? The Lady in Black, the too tough to tame, or something like that. That is all. That's all it's about right there for me. I have tough time at that track. So, that's coming up next week. You see on the schedule there, 110 laps from Darlington on August the 29th. And tentatively, it'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. Hopefully, we can get our second feed going there. I don't know what's going on with that, but so Tony gets the big win. And we got some more racing headed your way tomorrow night. We'll be right back here at Daytona in the Next Gen Series, the Saturday Night Thunder 70-lap race from Daytona. Coming up in the Next Gen Series. So that'll be a fun one. Like that track in the Next Gen, so it should be fun. Interesting mod for sure. Thank you so much for coming out and joining me here on the YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't done so, and smash the bell. You get updates when races are going live. You can share my videos with all of your friends. If you want to buy me a coffee, there's a link in the description of, or in the race itself, in the description of the race. So help me out by buying me a coffee. That'd be awesome. Tonight's race has been brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you are interested in an rFactor 2 server for your race league, EliteHostingUSA.com has 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. Tough Trucks will be back in action at Darlington on Wednesday. Race number 3. I think I'm like the top 5 or 6 in point standings, man. So you had a pretty good race on Wednesday. I don't normally race all the time, but man, I'm feeling pretty frisky. We'll see. Race number 3 coming up on August the 27th. That's Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when qualification starts. Well, thank you so much for joining me here on the YouTube channel. I appreciate you being here. I am out of here.